morning, guys. Thank you for coming. Please have a seat. Thank you. Let's start. So at the end of today's session, I want you all to leave feeling angry. I also want you all to leave feeling inspired. And lastly, I hope you feel leaving committed. Angry? Angry because looking at these 5 out of 7 children would never have the opportunity to have the kind of educational opportunity you all had. So this must change. We must be angry to change this. We must feel inspired about hundreds of young leaders are trying to give an excellent education to our children, and committed, so committed that we walk out of this room today and we do something to give every child an excellent education. Now let's try to understand the state of education in our country. For that, I would request all of you, can you all please stand up? Thank you. Okay, so this crowd here, the room full of people, everybody in this room, let's say we represent all children in our country, all 320 million children in our country. Okay, now can I just have that part of the crowd, the first row, sit down please. Okay, great. Can anybody guess what is this part of the crowd who's standing, majority of it, versus that first row sitting? What does this represent? Any guesses?
Is that the number of children who don't go to a good enough school?
Okay, well that's a good guess, but that's not correct. Can I have some more guesses?
It could be a number of children who don't get to go to college or high school.
Well, that's another good guess. However, that's not true again. So, this part of the crowd was sitting are 4% of the children who never go to school, who never get to see a chalkboard, who never get to read a book, who never get to see what a classroom looks like, who never get to see a school gate. They absolutely never see a school. Which means this majority part of the crowd, 96% of you, all of you are getting at least the chance of enrolling into a school. Okay? Now, can I have these 4 rows? Yeah, the row up till here. Yeah, can you all please sit down? Okay. Now, this part who is sitting down is actually 42% of our children in our country who drop out of school by 5th standard. Which means this part of the crowd is 58% of our children who make it past 5th grade. Now when I say 42% drop out by 5th grade, I mean they might be dropping out at 2nd, 3rd, 4th, maximum by 5th standard they are out of school. They do not see school after that. So that means this is the part of our country's children who make it to school even after 5th standard. Now, finally, can I have all of you except this first row sit down please? Yeah, all of you here except this first row. Yeah, sit down. Okay. Now, this is a very, very hard thing to listen or even accept. that this part is sitting down is 90% of our children in our country who never ever make it to college. 90% of us never make it to college. So this part, which is only 10% of children in our country, are able to make it to college. And if you are a girl in rural India, that number goes down to 1%. Only 1% of girls from rural India are able to make it to college. Aren't these really alarming numbers? So that means in our country we are not able to utilize 90% of our human potential. Only 10% of our human potential is getting enough education to show what they can actually do. So that takes me to the vision of Teach for India. Can all of us read the vision of Teach for India?
One day all children, excellent education.
Okay. Let's do it in the count of 3, 2, 1, go.
One day all children will receive an excellent education.
I'm sure y'all can do much better. Can I have it once more, all together, really loud? In 3, 2, 1, go.
One day all children will receive an excellent education.
Okay, that was really good. Okay, so that's our vision. One day all children will attain an excellent education. While I read our vision, I would really like to emphasize on 2 specific words. The first word is all, and the second one is excellent. Now when I say all, I really mean all children in our country, which covers 320 million of all of our children, should at least have access to education. Okay, all of them. And when I say education, excellent, why excellent education? If you see, the quality of education is what raises the lifestyle of a human being. It is directly connected to the health, longevity of a human being. Okay, so that's how excellent education, if we get that, we're actually bringing up the lifestyle of most of the poor in our country. Okay, so what does excellent education mean? What does it really look like? I would like you all to close your eyes for 10 seconds. Just imagine, just try to imagine the picture of a slum in Dharavi, Bandra, or Kurla, or your BT station, or any local slum near your college, St. Xavier's. In that slum, can you imagine the face of one child? Can you try to think about that one child? Will that child ever get good education? Is that child going to school right now? What would that child's life look like when that child is 15 years of age? Have you all been able to imagine the picture of a child in your mind? Can you see it in your mind? Okay, great. You can open your eyes now. Thank you. Alright. So let's meet a child. Her name is Jyoti. She was born and brought up in the slums of P. Meadow Road, Mumbai. She lost her father at a very young age. She only lives with her mother, and she did not go to school for a very long time. Finally, she went into Akansha, and she met her teacher called Anjali. You will meet Anjali as well. So we're going to see how Jyoti's life was changed because of the kind of education she received from her teacher Anjali. Let's have a look at this video.
I'm from not being educated. I'm from being conservative and limited. I'm from not knowing what a dream is, to being a student in a Daksha, to now standing before you in TEDx, to making tough choices, to fighting for my dreams. I'm the change I've always dreamed of being. Let me start from the beginning. I was born in a slum. I lived in a little shanty with shaky walls and a roof that brought rainwater into my home. My fondest memories were when the entire community slept on the road on days that there was no electricity. Clinging to our blankets, you whispered, giggled, and gossiped late into the night as the cool air kept us awake. I loved those nights. I loved the open door policy that existed in our slums. The entire community was like one family. You could walk into anyone's homes, sit, chat, and eat. In the slums, though, you have to fight for everything. Whether it's the water that comes in tube, or the toilet for which you have to stand in line. The most dangerous part of life in the slums was accidents. They were constant. As our homes were on the pavement, we played, slept, and worked on the road. Every second or third day, a child or a person would be hospitalized. I myself had 2 such accidents. I also remember the PNC broke down our homes. I came from school that day and saw that the house that I lived in was broken into pieces. Our roof and the bamboos were all thrown outside my home. I felt shattered. But my father was already making our home again, and my mother with my younger brother on her lap was cooking food on the road. I loved that time spent with my father, working together and rebuilding our home. I wish I could get those moments again. Today, my father is no more. He died when I was 13, and I miss him every single day. 5 years ago, we were rehabilitated to manhood into buildings. In these buildings, there is no proper drainage system, because of which sewage was collected in the street in front of our homes. The water rarely comes, and when it does, it is filthy. Living here means facing rape, violence, and murder. If I got a chance to relive any part of my life, it would be my childhood in my slums. When I was young, I had no dreams. This did not change overnight. It took time and paper. My journey to dreams began when I first came to Anjali P's class. I was scared and nervous. I knew very little English. Her class used to read books and I hadn't read any. These lines still echo in my mind. Never set a bar for yourself, because once you reach it, you stop pushing. You stagnate. Anjali P was more than a teacher. She was a friend. When my father died, I wanted to quit everything. She was beside me the whole time. She taught me that life doesn't stop, and we need to move on. I experienced the world through books. In the center, we read Outsiders, Kite Runner, Left to Dead, and the list goes on and on. They taught me so much. I learned through my friends, through their struggles, their failures and achievements. In the center, I evolved. I grew as a person, as a teacher, as a student, and I began to dream. college over marriage. I chose education over dependency. I chose dreams over a life of no choices. Education has changed my outlook towards life. It has altered my way of thinking. It has made me what I am. Today, I have believed in what my Didi believed. I believe I have the potential to achieve my dreams. There is still struggle. Money continues to be a big barrier. Being the eldest, I feel pressure to help my mother financially. Recently, unable to bear her distress over not being able to pay my brother's fees or being unable to feed us, I wanted to quit my education. I wanted to give up, but I didn't. I struggled to be a good daughter. After dad's death, mom is the only one who's been taking care of me and my siblings. I can't understand her, and I don't know why. I often think I'm not a good daughter. I'm conscious of other people's opinions about me. When I tell them that I'm from the slums, I feel as if they think less of me. They pity me. And I even dislike the fact that they are awed by my English. I feel I'm no less than a kid from a privileged background. Then why do people expect less? Today, I'm in the 12th standard. Today, I question tradition and choice of different things. Today, I have a dream of buying a big flat for my family and taking them out of manhood. Today, I dream of helping my brothers achieve their dreams. I dream of going abroad to study. I dream to dream bigger and reach higher. I dream that one day my dream will be fulfilled and it will no longer be a dream.
Okay, so we just had we got the opportunity to listen to Jyoti, who's one of the kids from the slums, and she got an excellent teacher at Akansha called Anjali. And so can you all some of you all tell me, what did Anjali actually do? What did she give to Jyoti to change her life so much? Can any of you all tell me?
Because of everything that she taught her, reading books and all, that's the reason she can speak such good English. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's one thing we can obviously see. Command over the language was really good. And any more answers? Okay. All right. So we see that Jyoti, her life is being transformed because of the kind of education given by her teacher Anjali. This is what we call excellent education. Okay. And so talking about excellent education, it brings me to our mission of Teach for India, and wherein people like leaders like Anjali, who come together and try to eliminate the educational inequity from India. So that's how our mission goes. It says to build a movement of leaders who will eliminate educational inequity in India. Now, out of the whole mission, there are some highlighted words. Can anybody tell me which highlighted word is most important? So, whoever thinks the highlighted word movement is the most important word, can you please raise your hands? Okay, and whoever thinks educational inequity is the most important word in our mission, can you all please raise your hands? Okay, and all of you all who think leaders is the most important word, can I see your hands up? Oh, okay. Alright, so actually none of the words are most important. The whole mission is very important. However, I would like to concentrate particularly on the word leaders. Leaders because Teach for India believes that the young leaders, the young and bright leaders of our country, they are the ones who are actually supposed to come together and bring about the change and work hard to remove the educational inequity from India. We have a lot of strong leaders who already support us and believe in our mission. We have a leader from our own country who supports Teach for India in our mission. I'm sure most of you have seen and heard him. We'll just have a look at another video.
Teach for India is an attempt not only to provide quality education to underprivileged children, but it's also an attempt to provide you the kind of education that you would otherwise never got. In Teach for India, you get as much as you give. It's an opportunity to contribute to nation building, to your society. It's an opportunity to learn things that you would otherwise never got. But I don't think it's for everyone. I think only if you have the strength and courage of will can you come through in Teach for India. So not everyone can actually make it in Teach for India, but I would really recommend that you attempt, apply for it, and check out if it's for you. Because if it is, then it will be an experience that it will experience for a lifetime. I truly believe that what Teach for India is trying to do is very revolutionary, very, very positive, and will contribute a hell of a lot in the way our nation moves forward in the years to come. I strongly support this movement, and I strongly recommend that you give it your best. All the best.
Okay. So now let's have a look at some of our fellows, leaders who've joined us as fellows. So there are some of them. So we have a fellow from Accenture. We have another fellow from the Sri Ram College for Women at Delhi. Like we have Shravanti Chattopadhyay from St. Xavier's, Kolkata. Then we have fellows from IIM Indore, IIT Bombay. Like we have Avantika Thakur, who's done her BA LLB from the National Law College. We have fellows from corporates like Wipro Technologies, Axis Bank, Idea Cellular. So, can you now take around 45 seconds to have a look at this very important slide which tells us the different colleges and corporates our fellows come from. Okay, you can see the different names. And yes, St. Xavier's is one of them. So we definitely take a lot of pride to say that our fellows come from 382 colleges across the world and 219 corporates from across the world again. So, can anybody guess the number of leaders who have joined us as fellows in the past 4 years? Any guesses? Let me give you a hint. That's the last number.
201.
Okay, that's not correct. Let me give you some more hint.
411.
Okay, well that was a good guess. I'll reveal the number. So it's 711 leaders have joined us as fellows in the past 4 years. That means, let's say around each fellow on average has been able to impact the life of 40 to 60 students. So can you imagine the amount of lives, the amount of number of students our fellows have been able to impact? Okay. And we in Teach for India, we strongly believe that teaching is actually leadership. The teacher of a class is actually the leader of the class. He or she leads the class to a certain goal and drafts a vision for the class. So since we believe in teaching as leadership, our fellows in their 2 years journey, they learn a lot of leadership skills. Skills like setting a vision, investment, planning, executing, continuously improving effectiveness, and reflection, etc. So let's take for example planning. Our fellows hone the leadership skill of planning by planning for their Be the Change project, which they do in the second year of their fellowship, and there they draft like a business plan to bring about changes in their schools or community. So now since we've met a few of our fellows, let's dive deeper into our fellowship experience. What does the life of a fellow looks like when he or she joins Teach for India as a fellow? So it actually has two parts. The first part is the fellowship, and the second part is the alumni movement. So when I was thinking, what can I tell you that will help me to show you a fellow's experience when he or she joins Teach for India, I thought the best way would be to show you the journey of a fellow during his life at Teach for India. So now we're going to dive into the life of one fellow. I would want you all to meet Srini Swaminathan. Now Srini comes from a very similar background. He comes from an underprivileged, low-income background, like our Jyoti, whom we met in the presentation previously. She had the kind of background she came from, and with the help of a few excellent teachers, he was able to enroll himself. He was able to transform his life and enroll himself into BITS Pilani. And after he finished graduation from there, he started working at Schlumberger, which is an oil rig company, as you see there. And he worked 8 long years at Schlumberger, and after that, after working there relentlessly, he decided to leave Schlumberger to come and join Teach for India as a fellow and build his leadership skills so that he can become a future leader. And how he planned to do that is by joining the fellowship and being a teacher in a class. And he landed up at the Dharavi Transit Camp School, and he started teaching 2nd standard.